Hi guys, and welcome back. I'm here in this, I don't know whether you can see this, in this beautiful secluded meadow. I'm in the heart of the English Lake District. It's so peaceful here. And what I'm here to do is to test pitch my new tent, my new acquisition, the Force 10 Helium 2. Let's get to it. So, what we have here is my new Force 10 Helium 2 two-person tent, and that is the pack size. It comes in its own wide entry compression bag, if you like, with these new compression sacks, and it's supposed to be, it's quite easy to pack away and to get the tent out as well. So just undo this here, undo the compression straps, which are really easy, probably a little bit too loose actually, they keep coming undone, but let's unclip these here. Do this one-handed. It's really easy to open. I'll have a good read of the instructions because I simply haven't read them yet. Get the tent out, there it is. You've got this handy little tie as well, just to keep it all in place. In the bag also comes a repair kit, clues in the name, and that has the layer of each fabric, inner and the fly, and you can see in there there's a piece of alloy pole in there as well, very handy if you have a bit of damage on the hilt, so a quick repair is necessary. Aha! So, a natty little bag for the poles, and a natty little bag for the pegs as well. Now I believe total weight of this setup, including the bags, the outer bags and the repair kit, is 1.4 kilograms, but the trail weight, you can get rid of the bags if you want to and pack without them, and the outer bag, I suggest taking the repair kit of course, it's about 1.2 kilograms. This is the main pole, and the pre-arched alloy pole. Just lay that parallel on the ground like that. The two foldable poles, they're foldable, which is good for packing away. One at either end, give you a little bit of headroom when you lay down, a little bit of toe room as well. So they're out. So I'll put that bag safe that way. And we should have 10, maybe 12 pegs here, quite short, but not the shortest I've seen. Curved for extra strength, alloy pegs are very, very light. 3, 4, 5, 6 and 8, 9, 10. 10 of them, put them in my pocket for pitching. So it's packed together with the inner and the fly sheet are connected together, and that's how I tend to carry and pack them, so you can put everything up at once with this tent. So before packing as well, make sure that the TBS tension system, it's got a tension band in it, is slackened off. So let's see how this goes. So the one thing, first thing I have noticed, which is a little bit of an issue, is that the sleeve for the pole to go into, the entrance, is really hard to find, especially at night if you were pitching it. So it's there. So dare I say, a little bit of fluorescent tape on here, tiny little bit. So it's very hard to get in. There we go. So that's gone in there. It's the reason why as well. I always test, do a dry run if you like with the tent. Test it, because you want to make sure you get familiar with the pitching and little issues like this here in a safe environment, rather than on a windy mountain at night. Got to get this smooth end there located in a webbing sleeve here, and again, it's because it's not colour coded, it's quite hard to see, so it's good that I'm doing this in a safe environment first, which I always recommend that you do. Push the smooth end into the webbing, and then it's a very tight fit. Slacken off the guy line and try and get it into the eyelet, but you've got to make sure that the webbing's, it's right at the end of the webbing as well. That is really, really tight. Wow, okay, that doesn't seem right. I seem to be having trouble with this. I've already tried this, but trying to find the webbing. You've got to put the smooth end of the pole there in the webbing sleeve first, like that, and then this pole into the eyelet, but it's extremely tight. You need quite a lot of strength to get that in, and I'm concerned that there's no bend in the pole, so, or hardly any bend in the pole, so it's just about there. That is really, really tight. Yeah, I'm not overly happy with that, but I'm following the F10, the Vango instructions. Yeah, that's almost at the end of the, it's not quite at the end of the sleeve, it's coming out the sleeve, so it's, they say put the poles in first. So yeah, it's a little bit odd. That, yeah, I find that really, really tricky. See if the back end is, the back end one is just as bad. And again, smooth end of the pole, that end, there it goes in the webbing first. And like I say, I'm going to unhook this in a tent first. It's going to be a bit more play. But, again, into the webbing there, and then try to get it into this eyelet. Yeah, you got it. That takes a lot of strength. to do that. Just hoping these poles don't snap. Next thing we're going to do is to peg the two main anchor points for the main pole. And again, I'm just following the instructions here. There. 45-degree angle. Ouch, that's sharp. Right. Just peg both guy lines out. First, oops. That reasonably upright. Just put that in there, and we're going to make some adjustment here. Set you down over there. There we go. How's that? Can you see? So, peg the back one out according to the instructions. That pole upright like that. This is no way tight enough. Then it says got some really nutty little guy lines there. That's good. So pull the inner and the outer together. Inner and the outer together in a tent fly sheet like that. Like that for the purposes of showing you guys. Like that. Now I've got to get it taut this end. So I'm going to do this guy line again. Let's set it over here. We can get some tautness to this. There we go, adjusted the guy like that. I do like the guy lines on the fly sheet, made of very strong material with a very light clasp. I'll show you in a minute. I've done this like that. Dropping pegs like that. So I'm going to tension the fly sheet now. These really natty little guy line clasp. It does hold it really well, but very easy to use. Just to pull that fly sheet closer to the ground. So let's go around and just make some adjustments. Not tensioning one really fully and putting loads of weight on it until I've gone round them all. I think I've found a fault again already. This pole spigot thing has come right out, and all I did was take out the eyelet. So that I don't think is good. I'm a bit disappointed really so far. So that's got to somehow go back into there. Can you see that? So that's come out, and it didn't need pulling either. So I wonder how I can get that knot back in the hole. Put that back in there. I can't get that back in there just yet. That's really disappointing. Ah, come on, Force 10. Yeah, it's not good. Let's see if I can. I don't see how I can get that into that in any other way other than using a pair of pliers or something like that to squeeze it back in. I suppose it should hold it in place if you get it in, but I'm using a lot of force in that. So that's not good. Force 10. I was simply pulling the pole out of the eyelet, and that came apart from that. This is why you do dry runs. You don't want that happening on a mountain. So I'm kind of stuck in this situation where I was just adjusting the eyelet and this won't go back in. So I need to find a pair of pliers, get back in. It pulled out very, very easily. I was very gentle with pulling it out the eyelet just to make an adjustment, and that came out. So not good, not good. So I'll just come to the other side to take the pole out of the eyelet, and I just wanted to show you this. I wonder if you can see this. Just about to try and gently pull this out of the eyelet, and this came out of this side. Can you see that? So I'm back. I've had to do some running repairs or running adjustments, if you like, because obviously this cannot come out of whilst you're taking it in and out of the loop. So I've actually taken that much elastic out from the pole, retightened it so the poles, so it should pull that into there more, but I still don't know whether it's going to hold and come out again, and I don't know whether to have to super glue it. But yeah, it's a bit disappointing, but this is why I always recommend doing dry runs in a safe environment, because well, I'm here in the meadow, but my friend's house is nearby, so. But yeah, it's a shame I have to do it. I'm just wondering whether, you know, super gluing it here so it doesn't come out is a bit of a permanent option, isn't it? And that's stops you being able to repair the end. So we'll see how we get on with this. That goes in there like that. And I'll try and take it out. Yeah, it's taken out with no issues there. So it could be some very slack elastic. Right, set this down here. Try and do the same. Try and do the same with this. I need a little bit more effort to this side. At the moment, the truth to the other side. Should go in quite firmly. Yeah, it's gone in okay there. It comes out quite easily, but it still pulls the spigot a little bit. Anyway, back to pitching. So, finally, we'll try and get this thing taut again. 45-degree angle for the pegs. Use this guy rope adjuster as well for the tension. The guy rope adjusters are really easy to use actually. So that's good. That's a plus. This is not sat in its sleeve correctly though. And I'm worried about that. Here we go. Not overly keen on that. So let's tighten down the fly sheet. Not too much that you can't unzip. You can see it pulling tight and taut off the top. That's not fantastic, I'll show you that in a minute. The fly sheet tensions are really good. Great stuff there. I will show you one issue, or another issue I'm not happy about, is this pole is that tight. Just zoom out a little bit. This pole is that tight. You know, we had struggled earlier on. That doesn't seem to be right to me. It's slacking off a little bit, but it's really tight from the eyelet to there. So I'm concerned about that going through the fly sheet. And it's the same at the back here as well. This isn't tight, but that is absolutely rock solid. So just slacken a little bit off the guy. I'm not sure whether that's the issue, because I had problems getting the pole in the sleeve earlier on. Come on, remember how to do these. So all that's done is slacken that off, but it's still, that's really tight. And the problem is where the pole goes into there, so I need to look at that again. So that's not good. This isn't this first pitch is definitely not going smoothly. So I've set you down again. I'm going to loosen off the fly. There's the issue. If you can recall, I mentioned that I wasn't happy with how tight this pole was in the sleeve, and it's really tight. I just don't think, I don't know whether you can see that, I'm not sure whether there's enough material there, or enough sleeve material, but that is tight, absolutely taut. So much that I can't, I'm worried about the fly going over it. Up here, I'm worried about the fly going over it there. Whether you can pick that up, because if I pull that tight, I'm really concerned about this tent actually. It doesn't seem right, unless I'm doing something majorly wrong. But there doesn't seem to be enough material there. And whilst that goes into the sleeve, when you pull that over, it's just too tight. That's not right at all. That doesn't seem right. It doesn't sit in within the stitching. Just seems really odd that that's like that. Just seems really odd that that's like that. And the sleeve is, it's like the sleeve should be here, but it's not. It's at the back end. So what you're getting the twist in the material there. So it's straight, and then it's twisted. So is that stitched incorrectly or upside down? Maybe that should have been stitched that way there. That would then lay that straight, and that would go over there. Can you see that? Just seems really odd that there's a twist in that. Well, I'm gonna knock this on the head. I'm gonna give up. There's too many issues with this tent. I've been here an hour and a half trying to make running repairs and adjustments, but that shouldn't happen. And I think the tolerances are wrong. There's something wrong with this tent in a few areas. I think quality control has been lacking on this one, which is a shame. The Force 10 Helium 2, the Force 10 is supposed to be a performance version of what are usually quite strong tents, and that's Vango. So yeah, I'm gonna knock it on the head, look at the footage and have a word with a retailer and see what they can do. I know this was the last one in stock and I haven't got any in for a few months, but I think it's only fair to make them aware of the issues. Please like, subscribe and comment as well if I'm doing anything wrong here, or you can see, you agree or you disagree, you can see something I'm doing wrong, or you actually have experiences with other Force 10 Helium tents, then hit me up in the comments and yeah, let me know about it. Okay, I'll hope to make an update video with some news very soon. Right, I will speak to you soon. Cheers.